Composing Gloves here, and today we're going to be doing a review of the ModMic5. This is not sponsored, and all the audio you're hearing right now, as far as dialogue goes, is actually being recorded with the ModMic5 after I've done this unboxing. So this is being done in editing. Opening it up here, we see we get a nice wire management wire, and we also have a nice case. So here's the case, and here is the wire management wire. I don't know what really to call it. So you can see in the case we get our instructions, a couple additional cords, and the microphone. Here's one of the cords. There are two of them. This is the shorter one. They're 1/8" extensions. Here you have your second base, a couple pads to attach to headphones, a nice little cleaning pad, and also some wire management clips. We got our instructions, which are rather small. And here's the microphone. You can see the second base on it, or the first base, whatever you want to call it. One of the bases is on here. And there's the mic. There's a switch up top to go between a cardioid pattern and an omni pattern, which is great for directionality as far as cardioid goes. This is a little mute switch. If you're a fan of having a mute on your mic and you want a physical switch, this is the way you can do it. Here's the mic up close. You can see the pattern indication, so you don't have to go look up which way is what. And here it is, just the switch. This is not sponsored, by the way. I just felt like doing a review. Here is the components that are inside the actual bag. You get some clips. We're going to take a look at the instructions and put this thing together. So I find it useful to separate stuff. We get a lot of clips. We get 3 additional sticky pads, which is nice if you mess up. And here's the second base. It's on the mic. You can see it's a pretty strong magnetic attachment, so that's a really big plus. Yeah, it's nice. Here's the pad. Just clean off your surface. And we're just going to peel the pad off here and simply push it on where you want to go. I pushed kind of hard. I don't know if I had to push that hard, but I definitely didn't regret pushing that hard. And there you have it. It's pretty much instantly ready. Didn't really have to wait at all. Even though there's a little dent under there, it attached quite readily. You see, it just snaps on and off. A pretty satisfying thing, honestly. All right, here we are. We've got the mic, and because it's built on this groove, you definitely want to make sure when you glue it on the headphone with their sticky pad thing that you do it with the mic on, so that it goes where you want it to when it snaps on. If you don't do that, oh my gosh, I could just imagine the horror. So you just want to make sure you do that. Now, when I glued it on, I was a little worried about the logo of the triangle for the Audio-Technica and how there's dips underneath it. But this is actually like really, really sturdy. The connection's super solid. I'm not worried in the least about it attaching or falling off or anything. So I'm super happy with this. I might have actually put it forward a bit more, because this arm is not, this is one of my cons for this mic, or at least the arm. I wish the arm was longer. It doesn't come all the way in front, and that's good. That can really go a long way towards sound quality. So it's a bit bummed out that it's a little off axis. Now, I have a couple things we're going to compare it against, but this mic does require some power. My audio glitched out here for some reason, but what I am showing you is an adapter made by Rode that takes the 48 volts phantom power from my audio interface and steps it down to a proper voltage to power the microphone. You can also get a USB adapter. That's another very popular option if you don't have an interface thing. It can go as cheap as 10 bucks, but it goes as much, like right now, I think it's like 25. And you could build one if you know a little bit of electronics. You could build one for super duper cheap, like under $1. So of course, if you're gonna do that, just be careful. Make sure you know what you're doing. But yeah, so anyways, it must be powered. That's a common thing people don't realize. It takes a little bit of power because it is a condenser microphone in here, which requires a charge between 2 plates in order to really work. We're going to compare it against a little $12 lav, and I don't remember the price of this one. I don't even remember the brand of this one, but we have another one here that's the solid. You get 2 lav mics and a bunch of accessories, so we're going to compare it against these. And these sound, I know that this one actually sounds pretty all right if it's directly in front of you. As far as the lav goes, it's not as great, but it sounds pretty good right here. So we're just gonna attach them onto this and then get a test. What you're hearing right now, if you wanna use this dialogue as reference, is the Audio-Technica 4053B. It is a boom microphone, and it's off to the side, like right there. I'm pointing at it. It was not cheap. I wanted a great mic. It is a professional mic, very popular for indoor dialogue. You can see lots of reviews on that mic. But anyways, that's what you're hearing right now. Let's go ahead, let's switch over. And we're also gonna try out, there's two patterns because we have the switch on here. And I guess we'll run it through some of the additional accessories that we have and just, you know, hear the quality. All right, so you should know I do record in through an EQ that just shaves off the low stuff because we simply don't need it. And in post, I typically apply noise reduction because I don't record in the best space. And sometimes my computer over there makes noise. And if I'm recording with the window open, that can bring in a noise floor. So I do that to generally clean things up. I'll tell you if anything has been added on the screen so that you know exactly what's going on. Typically, I normalize everything as well. So I'll mark the gain increases if there were any. All right, so this is... Oh, wow, geez. Am I a little hot here? I think I am. So this, if you can hear my dog, I don't know if you can. This is the microphone that it comes with. I actually did not look at the official name. It doesn't matter. It's a little condenser mic. It's right here. So this is right now, what setting is this thing on? We are on the Omni setting. Let me move around, see what kind of, if you hear noise or anything. So handling noise. Now with the wire, we could rein that in. They give us these clips that we could use to put the wires under control. And we also have this nice sleeve that we could also take advantage of, which is pretty cool. I don't think I'm going to use the sleeve, but it's there. And that's what this sounds like. Now let's go ahead and switch over to the cardioid pattern. So an omnidirectional mic picks up sound in all directions equally. Let's go for the cardioid. All right, so this is the cardioid pattern. It's what it sounds like. I did do some testing earlier with this, and I remember liking Omni more. This is what it sounds like. I haven't gotten a great listen to these yet, so in post, I'll probably put some text like, ooh, I like this or I don't like this or something. But anyways, this is what they sound like. La-de-doodle-doodle-da. That's you go. Let's go back to the Omni. So this is the Omni. Oh, my interface doesn't like that. Probably, I don't know if I should be doing this or not, but I'm doing it. So this is what it sounds like. Let's go ahead. Let's put something in the middle of the chain. So right now I'm using the adapter they sent. Let's go ahead. Let's just put this. It's the mute switch. So let's just pull this out. All right. So we've got the switch in the way now. Now if I turn it. And now we have sound again, so hopefully there's no issues with this. We'll find out in post, but this should be really easy to do. It's just a switch, so nothing too exciting here. You could build this easily on a breadboard as well. You could build most of these things easily. It's just the convenience factor is already built for you. All right, so for this is the little $12 cheapo mic. It is clipped on just before the mic, the actual mic here. I'm pretty sure I could get it on the windscreen and get it a bit closer. But this is what this one sounds like. I'm super excited to hear what this sounds like in post because initially the thing was they had an upgrade for a nicer mic. So I figured, hey, I go for the nicer mic. If it works out the gate, great. Otherwise, I'll just do this and hide the wire up the side because to me it's not a huge deal. But anyways, this is what the $12 one sounds like. Let's go ahead and while we're at it, I'll talk so you can just hear some more of what this mic sounds like. We're going to pull open the solid lav. And you see these the windscreens. Oh, I didn't put a windscreen on this. That could be important. The windscreens are only really important if you have it like in front of your mouth where plosives like the P's and the B's would get a hold of. There's actually a great software by Acusonus that can remove plosives if that becomes a problem. Now, the solid mics are made to go directly into a phone. So they have the tip ring sleeve. They have 2 rings for the additional channel. So you need a converter. They, of course, provide one that goes to your standard TRS output. And if you're not familiar with audio, there's the ground. And then you have your left-right channels, which are the, I don't remember the order, but you have your tip and then you have this ring. And so it's important that they line up. Otherwise, it won't work out correctly. So you make sure you do that. So now that we have that, let's go to switch mics. We're going to go from we're just gonna call it the $12 lab. It'll be, if it ends up costing more, that's gonna be unfortunate. And let's just switch over now. All right, so this is the solid lavalier, and similar gain levels work. Maybe I'll do one more test with a lower gain level, and that might end up sounding better. But this is what the solid sounds like. This would be a very interesting comparison. And as far as like stuff that comes with it, I thought it was a pretty good deal. But anyways, this is what it sounds like. So just for your awareness of additional options, you might pick the cheaper version, so you just get the arm, and then you could attach one of these if you like the sound of one of the lavs more. By the way, I'm not sponsored. I bought all these things over the course of a bunch of experiments. All right, let's talk pluses and minuses here. So first, my favorite thing by far is the fact that you could do this. That's dang cool. It feels really sturdy, amazing. My favorite thing. The most hated thing is the mic quality, which this is supposed to be you saw the price. This is a more expensive mic, and I am very saddened by the fact that it sounds as bad as it does. Can you use it for stuff? Sure, but the reviews made it sound like their audio sounded crystal clear and amazingly straightforward. I don't know, maybe I just have higher standards. You can look in, I mean, you saw what I got out of it, and so I am unimpressed. Perhaps maybe if I move this forward more, I might be able to get an even better result. But you saw with the exact same position and scenario how much better mics that were half the price were. Now you don't get this dang cool attachment, which is one of the reasons I got this. Mostly was for the convenience of the attachment and the ability to put it on multiple things. So what I would recommend is to buy the cheaper version, or if you can even find one that's got a longer arm, then that's an even bigger plus. But I would buy the cheaper one and then just buy a lav mic, because both the SolidWorks, which it was like $19 if I remember, and you got two of them for that price, and that sounded great. Or you can get the more expensive lav that I showed off, whose name is like a bunch of letters and numbers. It's like the JK something or other, and that one also sounds just great. So either one of those, I would not go with this mic. There are a couple other pluses. I like how hard it is to bend the arm here, because once you put it in the place you want it, it's not going to move. Also, with it off like this, even though it doesn't get right in front of your mouth, this is something I noticed while editing. You can drink and eat water. You can drink water and eat food very conveniently. So there is a plus to this being off to the side as it is. It's very easy to eat food and whatnot. Where if it was right in front, I could see that getting annoying real fast. There's another weird minus with this. There's a ringing now in the left side, in the left headphone when I talk. It's just like a small ring, like as if you're just on the edge of feedback on a live sound system or something. And it's very, very small, so I can kind of ignore it, especially if I have things going on in my headphones. But I would not attach this to headphones you're going to mix or do any sort of professional audio work on. I'm assuming most people watching this are probably going to be doing gaming or whatever. So for you, it probably is a complete non-issue. But for me, this is a significant thing to know about. So it's probably, when I take it off, I can't really hear it anymore. I might be psyching myself out here, but it seems to be gone. So it might be just the acoustics of the headphones getting messed with by having a mic on it. So that's kind of expected. I've got a separate set that I'll actually use when I'm mixing and whatnot. But this is for a convenience factor. I think it's worth it. If you have a second set, then I think it's a really great option. Other than that, I liked the buy. Besides the mic, I would definitely buy it lower and attach my own lapel to it rather than going through this business. If you have any questions about this, let me know. Subscribe and have a blessed day.